Okay, back in just designing today again. More Minecraft buildy stuff. Don't know what I'm going to be building today. Honestly, I have no idea. I am actually slightly stumped as to what to do next, because I built a few more shops. I finally finished up the inside track of the road. I got the slum area nice and taken care of with some designed trees, because I'm not filling all of that in with houses. I actually really like how that's now, like, edged off. I like how I edged the town. I think something has to go here, but I don't know what. I got warehouses. I need to design and put stuff in those, along with some boats. Maybe we can do boats today. Maybe we can finally fill in and do the interior of our dry dock. That would be pretty good. But yeah, I got a little building off on the side in there. More shops. There's a bank, which will have some currency exchange. Maybe we should focus on this area. There's so much more stuff that I need to build in this town. Oh, I definitely bit off so much in this starting town. But it is the starting town, so everything should be here. The wheat field looks really nice. Yeah, it looks really nice. Maybe today we can do something slightly different. Maybe, well, here's an idea. Maybe we can go out and do a little bit of scouting and kind of fill in the road here. Or at least get a new location at least partially set up, because there are a few places. So here's what we're going to do. We've got yellow for points of interest. Orange is for giant border wall. We're not in colors. Let's go pink for following the line. For road. That's it. Pink is going to be for... Oh, maybe we should do brown. No, we need it to be pink because then we can see it, because that's why I do the bright colors. So pink will be potential roadways. That's what pink is going to be. So I need to... So what we're going to need to do is then go over here. And we're going to place down pink. So that way we can at least see it from a distance. And then kind of... I don't know, make it point to point. At least we'll have a lay of the land in some cases. I need to find... What I need to find is some of my yellow points of interests. That would work. Okay, one of my yellow points of interest is over here. And then one is over there, but that's an off-the-beaten trail point of interest. That one I don't care about as much. Connecting to. So this right here is going to be a watchtower. Oh, God. The phone. Is that anyone important? Please tell me it's not anything important. No, it just looks like spam. Yay, spam. We'll wait for that to unmute. Oh, look, inhabitants. We're going to have to decimate this population. Yay! I mean, this entire area right here is going to be... So my idea is... Here's the idea. Obviously, we're going to have the wall. Like the big orange border wall. To be like, hey, you can't go past this way. Alright? So that's obviously where this goes. This right here, I'm thinking actually maybe we'll put it around. Let me actually Let me grab orange here. Let me go over here. There we go. Okay. So that's where our... Nope. That's where the border wall will kind of go from over there to around the tree line. Meaning that this area right here is probably going to be not a town. The idea is, because it's on like a mountain hilly area, I want it to be one of a few lookout towers. So basically you go to... So in my head, how this is supposed to work is... This is a lookout tower. And from the lookout tower, you'll be able to see points of interest. And be like, oh, there's something over there. Oh, there's something over there. Because majority, well, I mean everybody, isn't going to be flying like me. So you're going to be seeing everything from the ground. So if I can make towers, little Assassin's Creed-y, I will say, if I can make some towers that are like, hey, there's something over there. There's something over there. That could be it. And then this entire structure here maybe could be like a small town built around the watchtower. That's my thing. That's my go-to. And there's a couple of those spots that I have. This is, I don't know. I'm gonna have to definitely figure out directions and then guide people. But with that, there's a lot of pathing here. Yeah, this entire area needs to be resculpted, but that's not what we're here for. What we're here for is road. So I think right here actually wouldn't be that bad of a start. Leading here kind of builds it up. We can trim down the little hill. We'll have houses or some sort of building, like ramshackle infrastructure. Not infrastructure. No, infrastructure. Like little ladders and ramps and stuff. Maybe a couple houses. And then the big thing is the tower. So that's that idea. So now we have to go from here and find proper pathing. This could be something too here, now that I think about it. You know what? Let's get our yellow out as well. So I'm thinking, ooh, because this right here is a natural blocking. So I'm thinking I could readjust this to be not natural but man-made, to be like a dam, and in here we can have some sort of mining operation, because the original mining operation that I had back at the starting place, at the starting town, was paved over with fields of wheat. So that whole idea, and that's why the watchtower was built around here, because there was a big old mining stuff. Oh, hello there! I did not see your message. Hello there, what's up with you as well? So, okay. We've got possible damming and mining operation here, along with not a mining town, but a mining outpost with a watchtower. That's that. So with that, we then have the start of the road here, because that makes sense. It'd be around the side here. I like the idea of it going past the water. So we kind of have a natural curve. It does get close to, but not necessarily next to, this, which I thought looked cool. Don't know what I would use it for, but I could probably figure something out. So that's there. And then there's the road that we want to connect back to. We're gonna need a bridge. So I think here we can make a pretty small bridge and connect the road. We'll pave over this. And then we'll connect via here. And yeah, here. That looks about right. I'm gonna make that a little bit taller, because that's a little short. Yep. There we go. Now we can see that better. So, okay, when I'm designing the road, we'll cut a few trees down just to be like a proper path in this direction. Not too many, because this is the forest. And then we'll have road connecting here. We'll have walking going along here. We'll have this little area paved over with grass. We'll make a bridge here. And then we'll have a road heading off in that direction, which means we also want... Do I want the bridge to be a high traffic road? No. Well, it is a mining place. Let's look over here, because this is a big, wide open area. All right? The potential to make something really large is, well, really large. Or we could just have it, like, scattered with things. I'm not sure what I want to do with this area yet. But I do like the idea of the road kind of going around this area. And again, covering up holes in the landscape and whatnot. So we'll have it go around here. Do we want it to go in between? Little valley here? Would there be a benefit to this? Not necessarily. So then we'll have the road kind of continue here. Kind of follow the natural landscape. Again, cover up over this, or not, depending on how we figure out how things are being placed. There we go. More road. And then, yeah, we can see the border wall still going around. This area of the map is, I will admit, not as interesting as the other half off in that direction. But oops, we are at the other side of the shore, where the one-sided border wall here ends. That's just there, right? That just spawned in the middle of the ocean. So this is going to be the other major city. Well, major town. So we got the one on one side of it with an ocean, and then this one's got the other ocean. And this one's gonna be the fishing? I don't know. But it's another town. There's at least gonna be two towns, one over there, one over here. Probably gonna destroy that over there. I found the end portal. It's under here. I've seen it. I've been to it. That's gonna be a dungeon. We're gonna reincorporate that to be a dungeon. Yeah, I don't know how big this other town is gonna be. Not sure. But that's not the problem. That's not my problem right now. So we have a road coming out here up to here, which means we're gonna have to also have a road. We need more roads. We need more roads and more towns. So let's go back to the beginning, because this is very dense woods, which absolutely will have secrets and hidden mini explorable things, which I'm gonna have to very meticulously cover over. We've got a very big dark forest, which is gonna be another one of its own little dungeons. Oh, right there, I think I've mentioned before, there's gonna be a fishing hut, just an old kooky man that lives in the dark forest, being like, I know where the dungeon is, so you can get me here. You can do this for me. And that's gonna be a slight, like, encampment spot, because every time you go when a dungeon is near, there's going to be a place to sleep and set your spawn point. And then somewhere in this dark forest is going to be the entrance to a dungeon. And you have to find your way there and through it and all that kind of stuff. But again, future plans that I have no idea about. Right, so there we go. We've got the road here, which will start, and obviously not go into the dark forest, but there is going to be an information thing about how if you take a boat up this river specifically, you'll find a camp spot. You'll find something. I don't know yet. Lofty ideas. Massive and lofty ideas. Alright, so we've got the road heading off in this direction, which is the edge of this map. which will be going along this line here. Which we follow, and it will kind of mimic the wall. Because you aren't going up here. No one's going to be making a road that goes up a mountain. Not yet, anyway. There we go. It's getting dark again, so bed goes down, take a nap, honk shoe. So this goes around here. We're at the back end of the forest. Gonna put more stuff in there. Because, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, here is where a good bridge can go. So we'll put road marker and notable point of interest marker. More road. Maybe another bridge. Actually, another bridge wouldn't be the worst here, because this is a pretty cool landmark. Another cave to explore or something. Because what I'm thinking is there's going to be need for currency. Alright, there's going to be need for currency, like finding stuff in the dungeon, emeralds, because, you know, there's a whole trading system in towns and stuff. Speaking of which, this is definitely going to be another town. We won't need anything here. You're gonna have to repave over this entire place. Eminent domain, everybody. You're gonna live here for maybe a few more months, and then you're all out. But, yeah, mini, like, caves, tiny dungeons. You'll be able to loot those things, maybe get some items, but definitely cash. And then with that cash, you'll be able to buy certain things. So, okay, with that, I like the just having it naturally be a road here. Alright. Now, I definitely don't want this just to be one looping road. I want there to be branches. I want there to be like road signs saying, like, this way to this village or this way to this outpost. Especially because certain places... Oh, yep, you can see one of them over there. Certain places are needed to get to... Now, the question is... Let me go over here. Yes, okay. That island over there. I saw an abandoned village here. I have a big plan for this place right here about it actually being an abandoned village, and shit's happened at this place. So what I really, really want is there to be one way and one way only to get onto this island. this is where the road, an offshoot road ends. That comes from over here. Now, I haven't logistically figured out how I'm going to make it completely the water completely uncrossable here. Probably invisible blocks. And the only way truly to get onto this island is through the bridge, but the bridge is guarded and you need an actual pass something or other to properly get over the bridge. By order of the king, this place has been sealed off. You know, that kind of stuff. But that's a little offshoot there. And then over there, you can see another point of interest. Because this whole area looks really cool. This is another watchtower. So I'm thinking we'll have road here, a little pathway up, maybe a little couple houses here. Got the big old, not volcano yet, but potentially a volcano. That or an ice themed dungeon. I don't know. I've got a couple ideas for this area over here. So this can go over to there. Lovely little field of flowers. Actually, having the road go between these flowers is nice. There we go. So yeah, kind of wrap around. Because that's where the other... Yeah, that's where the other road kind of comes from. So I think, yeah, having another bridge road combo here could work. We obviously figure out the bridge first and then connect the road in after. But with that said, because that's going to be its own thing. Is there anything off in this direction? There's not much. A little crack in the wall. We'll probably put a cave there. And then more... Yeah, because out in this direction, there's not going to be a road, because... You know, it's where a dungeon's going to be. And maybe some sort of point of interest in this field. I like that. I like that idea. And then we have our dividing wall. I'm still not quite sure if I want our world wall to be in between this or on the opposite side of this. It would add so much more to the map. And so much more work to do. Oop, there is a natural valley here. What's that? Oh, that's a stalactite. Or stalagmite, whatever. Dripstone. It would be... Also looks really cool. Yeah, I would go here and then around that. Because then we can have a road between all of this. Let me see, where would it end? Where would it loop around and connect back? Oh, no, snowy area. And be connected to this side. Follow along here. And around here. And then that's another watchtower. Come out here? I really already have bitten off a ton of map. So I don't necessarily want to add more to it. But no, there's no but. There's no but. That's also a future plan that we can figure out later. Alright, so this place is another watchtower. You'll be able to see quite a bit. Damn it, no, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to do this because... Think of it this way, okay? There's a big old dividing wall right here. Right? What looks better? Seeing like this whole snowy scape and then that whole snowy scape and whatnot, or having a giant wall in your way and just having like this as the vision. No, fuck me. Now, what's gonna happen now? So we're gonna put the wall up and over in this area. Gonna destroy that one there. Oops. Gonna have the wall go over here. I see a natural cave. I love natural caves. Potential other areas. Alright, and then we're gonna have right here, because I love, absolutely love the idea of the border wall actually bordering like natural, what's the word I'm thinking of? Natural terrain formation. I'm gonna put it behind this. Just out the edge here. We can always tweak it, tweak the angle of where the wall lands as we build it. When it starts getting built. My plan with the wall, or the bordering area, is I'm gonna have like really huge, girthy towers, and I'm gonna place them in, not everywhere, but at least certain points. Like, this is one of the points where it's like, oh, there's a natural curve here, or there's turns in the world. See, right here would be a perfect spot for one. So So if I can get the tower designed and then build them in sections and then place them and then connect them afterwards, because I've technically done this. Oh, that looks so good down there. What is... No, this is pretty looking. Oh, look at the cave. Look at the naturally formed cave that looks actually really cool, but I can't use because it's way off the other side. I have something like this in another place anyway, so it's fine. So we'll want this here. There. And we need to... Yeah, and then it will connect over to that, which means we're going to have to get rid of that. And that. Because I've already deconnected that wall in that section. So, okay. It goes over and around. So the roomer... Okay, here's what I'm thinking of changing the roomer to. Because this I want to connect together to make a volcano, but I don't, or at least, you know, partially a volcano. Maybe we will keep it with just ice and make an ice dungeon instead. Spitballing ideas, but but we'll see. And then over here, actually, the fact that there is a natural crater right over there makes me think that this could be the volcano. Okay, it's not a very big crater, but it's more circular, so if we build this, like, this circular thing up more, this could be, like, a much taller volcano. So, okay, so there'll be two dungeons in relatively close proximity. Or we have a dungeon themed both fire and ice. Ooh. Ooh, now that's a thought. We could definitely have them connecting. Well, I mean, I'm gonna air quotes connecting here. The entrance and exit could be on two different areas. Oh no, that's some ideas. But then I have to burrow through the entire earth down here, underneath everything. Ugh. Alright, well, fact of the matter is, right now, we have a watchtower right here that no one can get to. It's a nice watchtower, I will say. This is going to be like the recluses. Somebody's gone mad out here, or something like that. It's like, I'm at peace. So we're going to need a road that I actually can kind of see forming just by the terrain alone. So we'll have that. What was this supposed to... Oh, right. This was major cave entrance or something here, because this is a very long river in between, and I want someone to, like, boat there, boat in between it. But anyway, as we were going with the natural terrain deformation, I want... the path to kind of come between this. This is not... Yeah, this works. This works. Come between the two valleys here. And then, yeah, we can keep having a small town off in this direction here, because that's how the watchtower guy It's a little bit farther than the other watchtowers. There's a natural dripstone cave that's formed here, though. Mini dungeon possibilities. We'll see. We'll see. But okay, where are we then? There's a... Is that pink over there I see? It is pink, yes. So we can then connect... Yeah, we can connect them via right here. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Another road coming in between. Natural terrain stuff. We like it. We like it. Then we see that over there. That's another dungeon. I have a great idea. That dungeon, I already know what I'm doing. I already know what I'm doing with that dungeon. And it's gonna be a fucking horror show. And then, yeah, this whole valley lake thing, I don't want a bridge going over or under it. So we're gonna leave that alone. So there's gonna be no, oh, I forget. I'm completely blanking on that. There's no road coming over there, but there might be something over here. Because there is... No, there's a gap there. Alright, so that's not going to be... I mean, we could have something coming down, but this is a pretty sheer cliff. Or mountain. I don't know if a road going up or down it would work. We could theoretically fill just a tiny bit of this water out. Pull out some of the land and have like a little walkway road in this direction. So that way the road doesn't technically end over there. And then again, also, like, more stuff over in that direction. So, oop. Nap time! Alright, let's grab some water, too, while I'm... while I take the nap there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this entire area right here, this area and our starting area were the reasons why I decided to stick with this this seed for the world that we've created. The whole reason. So, like I said, from over like that side of the map, not very interesting. This side of the map, very interesting. So I'm actually very concerned about what I want to do with that side of the map over there. Right, so I think we're not going to have a road that goes close to that over there. So I think over here is where we're going to want to put another bridge. And road marker. And then I don't know. I really don't know. What about things? Do I want it to go like around here? It might not be the worst option. Yeah, hug this way here. Small area right here. Of a valley. Again, a lot of dripstone-y stuff around in this area. We're definitely going to have like a treasure hunting spelunking quest stuff. Okay, and now I gotta think to myself, where the fuck am I? Because we have over here... Because if we follow... Actually, that's a fair point. Where is the orange? The orange is right over there. So yeah, there's two towns kind of close to each other on opposite sides. Oh, that could be a lore building thing. On each of the sides of these valleys. And then I definitely want something here. Because there's a beautiful, beautiful cave entrances all over the map here. I mean, look at this. Look at that. It just goes right down. So I definitely want... Oops. Something here. Maybe this can be like the outskirts. And then over there also, I don't know what I want here. But there should be something. Because this is where the bridge ends. The world wall ends. Yeah, look at all those cave entrances. This, I don't know what I want to do here. Another, like, tiny town? We have the view of a cold area up there, but I don't want to extend the map even more than it already is. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should just cut it off here. You know what? That's probably for the best. Let's put the wall tower there. And then we'll just kind of bring it, we'll just pull it back just a little bit. I think that will be... That'll be for the best. Put it like right there. We'll swoop around, and we'll connect right back up to there. Yeah, I think that's good. Because out here could be another... I really don't know. There might be things that we just don't. I mean, we may just cut off certain things, but then the natural, it just looks so cool. I don't know. It's annoying. So, if that's the case, alright, if that's the case, and then the world and the road kind of comes from up there, we want another road coming over here to this small village, and that's where this will be. And then down in this direction. We'll definitely have to widen out this because the river needs to flow proper. But road and bridge looks good to me. Pull it right around the corner here. Like so. And then we're back to the potential coastline village. Where this ends up, I do not know. Maybe just like right here. Well, where's the bridge gonna go? Because there's absolutely a bridge here, and I don't want the road to go close to that because it's haunted. So I think we're definitely going to have to... do something with this village. Don't know what. But I know I love you. Up this little peninsula area. Down in this direction. And probably, yeah, right here. I mean, this is rather wide open. Maybe instead of fishing, we can do animal stuff. No, we can do, like, pastures. This is, because over there, it's a much more farming. Because each city, each little town is going to have, like, different stuff. Incentivizing going to the different towns to do trading stuff. Trading things. And yeah, bridge can go here. Town comes in through there. Yeah, okay. Roads look fine to me. I mean, I'm happy with how some of the... We'll definitely... Once I've gotten the baseline down and everything's all kind of sketched out, then maybe we'll do more branching off roads. But for now, I'm okay with how all of this kind of connects. We'll see how... Yeah, we'll see how that... We'll see how that all connects and comes together. That wasn't a terrible excursion, though. That wasn't so bad. Still don't know what the fuck I'm doing with the town building. You know what? I got an idea. Let's completely divert ourselves and attention from the town for today. Well, for now. And build something completely different. Alright? Today, we're gonna build this old fishing hut. That's what we're doing. How we do that? We start by deforesting. And patching holes. Alright. So, let's get from here up to, yeah, where these trees are. Let's, there we go. Might have been a little too close of a shave there, so you know what, let's get this tree as well. Also, let me do. Just kind of trim the audio there because I don't know how loud that is, and that looked a little high to me. Yeah, just about right. Hopefully that'll keep. Keep a good audio level there. -4 decibels. Alright, you're that. You're that. Good old dark trees here. Love them. Dark oak. Quite easy to take down, and they'll be deforesting themselves in no time. Okay, so now we need to fill in this lava pit, because I ain't keeping a lava pit next to a house. I mean, I don't have fire spread on. I definitely set the world to not have fire spread. But that still doesn't mean we want lava just openly out here. And then we gotta fix this to make it look natural. Like there wasn't lava here. Do a little hoover up. We're probably gonna, yeah, you know what? We're gonna want to trim the land. Thusly? Thusly. A nice bit of flat terrain to work with here. Take out the grass, or at least a little bit. Let's get some regular dirt as well, but not filling in these patches. For that. And boom! We now have a little area to work with. How we're going to use this little area, I don't know. Clean out the inventory. We'll work on it from there. So this guy is a nomad that does fishing. So he's going to have a home, a pier, and possibly a friend. Like a dog or a cat or a bird or a chicken. You know what? We're gonna trim it there as well. Trim it there, and like that. Oops. There we go. More space to work with. Just a little. There we go. And we still got a few floating floating leaves here. There we go. And we're probably going to want to get rid of the sand. And I'm going to want to fill that like that as well. There we go. So obviously we're going to want to use dark oak as the base of building. or at least the color scheme of the dark oak, in ways that, I don't know. But I do like the idea of, so what I want, here's what I want. I want a felled tree. Big old felled tree here. Because he chopped it down himself. Let's actually look at some of these branches here. How does that work? That. Like that, and then I kind of want like that. Yeah, like there, right there. This. There we go. And then I'm gonna want, where is the stripped? The dark oak stripped. Oh no. There it is. Oh, that's spruce. Oak log. Like he's... You know what? That's actually a better idea. I'm gonna chop a couple bits off here. There we go. We'll have the stripped logs there. And then we'll start building his house here. I want the pier to be that. So I think, yeah, since there are birch, I think we'll... No, birch is more furniture. So let's go with oak slabs. No spruce around, but that hasn't stopped me from using spruce before. Go. Boop. Okay. I mean, nothing's going to be on this yet. I think know what? Let's just leave the bed right here for now. Because we'll probably be needing to sleep a few more nights. Let's go with just a simple oak. There we go. Do I want this to be connected? Not unless I bring it back just a smidge more, but I don't know where the house is going to be, so we'll leave it alone for there. We'll have, obviously, a lantern. Just one, for now. And then there's the guy's fishing spot. Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. No wonder he lives out here. Alright. So I want... Let's see. We need... You know what? Yeah, we'll keep it with this. I want you to make believe it's the first time. And I'm going to say to you, love will find a way like it always do. I want you to make believe it's the first time, and I'm gonna say, you know what? No, not on that. I want this to just be square. Simple, square. I think... I don't know if we're going to be using planks here. No, we're going to use oak. And then birch can be for the floor? Spruce. Spruce can be for the floor. Yeah, that'll be fine. Alright, so how wide do we want? Unless we want spruce to be walls and that the floor. Yeah, spruce will be the floor, the walls. Alright. That looks right, like so. How wide do we want this to be? Here. Like that. Okay. Well, unless I want to attempt a log cabin look. No, I haven't found a good log cabin looking house in Minecraft that I've ever liked. Ugh, move around. All right. Here's a question. Do I want windows in this house? Not really. We do want... What do we want? Where is the front door going to be? I think the front door should be here. And then with what we've been doing previously, we have our cobblestone edging. I don't know, something's not clicking right with me on this house. No. Is it because I don't have, like, a stone foundation? Is that it? It might be it. That might be the case. And then we go like this. It was the stone foundation. It was absolutely the foundation. Which means we're going to have to raise the floor. That was not considered in the budget, so we're going to have to probably take something from the bathroom funds in order to make that happen. Then we have to get rid of the termites. That we did foresee, but it's never a good thing. That you don't want the money to be going to that, even though it's a necessary thing. And then the water heater. Oh my god, the water heater. Homeowner jokes. Wouldn't know. I'm never gonna own one. I think because now, because of the foundation, do we want this to be moved over to the front of the house, or do we want this to just connect like a long thing? How would that look? I really like the pier being here, but I don't like the connecting. No, I don't like the connecting. Can I bring it back instead? No, still not. Still not. If we put the pier here instead. How long was this for? I mean, it's still a beautiful view. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move the pier. Shame. What a shame. But it's fine. The end result is what matters. Oops. There we go on you. There we go on you. We want the log and the log. Clean out the inventory so we're not doing too much stuff. Move the thing right to there. Yeah, alright. Which means we're going to want our door there. What door do we want? Obviously, the spruce door is the go-to all the time. Even though I really like the pale door. Door. No, spruce. It's going to have to be spruce. There we go. Okay. So then, just because I want to do this now, if we put, because it's going to be 4, two, 3, 4. Yeah, so if I do it like this, have a tiny little plot of land. We grab ourselves pumpkin, hay bale, scarecrow. Not in that location, though. This location? Yeah, better. That location. And we could use levers as hands. That's always a classic as well. Oh, now it has penis. But I don't want the slight redstone signal be coming off of it, so we could use. No, they're too dinky of arms. Yeah, tiny little scarecrow. Cute. And then yep, that's not going to work on that. So that little path like that. Tiny walkway of such. Like that. Just to look kind of nice. Like, it's definitely being walked on every day kind of stuff. Ooh, there's a bee around here. Where are you coming from? Where are you going? Where's your home, little fella? God, the exploring in this area is going to be a pain in the ass to fill out. Seriously, buddy, where'd your home go? Why are you all the way out there? No idea. No idea. Okay. Back to the housing crisis. I want not a normal little peaky thing here. So I want that. I want there to be like a little something extra to this roof. So, like that. Little peak there. And we'll have that peak here and here as well. Lovely. Okay. So what are we going to use for the said roofing? Dark oak, probably? Just to keep the darker color. Ooh, actually, that's a fair point. Do we want something else? Something a little bit less bright. Couple deep slate. Yeah. Yeah. I'm okay with that. That looks nice. It's a little hut out in out in the dark forest. It's gonna have a darker color palette. Oops, nope. Completely fucked that up. And how I wanted that to look. Cobble there. There we go. And then I want this. Oops. And then the dark oak planks to fill in here. Need the spruce to at least be that. To there. And then we'll see how this goes. To you. Oop. And there. So, now the real question comes into how am I going to finish this roof? Do I just want to do that? Or do I want to do this? Like it's slightly flat there. That's a little bit better. Maybe one more back. Like so. Or we can just completely take out this top rung. I think actually, yeah, taking out the top rung here. Just evening the roof out is fine with me. You go like that, you go like that, you all need to go like so. Lovely! Okay. So now, brown cow. We fill in the rest. How do we fill in the rest? Well, I like the idea of having some exposed beams. And also being able to see. It's not the evenest. If I go like this and this. I can work with that. Yeah, that's okay with me. So then we go spruce and slab. Okay. Pretty cool. Decent. Should I make a little fire pit? Man, the farm's kind of taken up some space for that. Let's back off just a smidge. Ooh, let's stretch. A chimney? Chimney would make sense. Where would it go? Here. Here. I want it to be a singular... I want there to be a singular chimney. One smokestack. I don't want it to be a double. So here. That works. Okay. So let's take a look here. Chiseled, polished. That's blackstone. We're not doing blackstone. I don't necessarily want, I don't know, the red, well, maybe the redness of the brick could work. It may be a mud brick. But the redness, we'll see how this looks. And then we'll take out the corners. No, the redness works. Alright, we're okay with that. I'm okay with that. Slightly up like so. There we go. We'll have some smoke coming out of it. If people see the smoke, they'll be like, why is there smoke over there? Or if they don't, they just stumble across it, it'll still be fine looking. I didn't necessarily want to get rid of that quite yet, because I need to do interior now. To make a hearth a home. No, we want slabs here. Do I want it there? So the question is, do I want a mantle? And it sticks out. But the option is putting it in here. That doesn't necessarily work. Or do I want a different wood entirely? So that would have to be there. And that's going like that. And I can put that there. And we go over to functioning. And we've got a fireplace. And then, what do we want here? Birch. Ooh, birch. Birch mantle. All the way across. Doesn't look good. Yeah, there's definitely... Yeah, but I want a mantle. I want a mantle, but I don't know if it'll work. And it's too out there and bulky. No, fuck. Fine, I'll stay like that. It's still a good-looking fireplace. Despite the fact it being kind of square. Of course, that's kind of what a fireplace is. Unless I pull it out one more. Then we're fucking with the roof line here. Nah, it's gonna have to be like that. Yeah, that's fine. Nice fireplace. We can have... what can we have? I would like... Okay, we'll do that second. We'll do that after. Right now, we need interior decorating! So we definitely want candles. We definitely want... Because he's using... we don't want furnace. Composter? Composter, really, I don't want to put out. Cauldron? Maybe. Armor stand? Art? Bookshelf. Barrels. And a bed. What color do I want this bed to be? Green? Green would work. Green will be okay. Do I want there to be a wall here separating the bedroom? Maybe. Have to have a wall here then. But then we have, no, we're not going to have that separate because then it fucks with the roof, the whole exposed beams. So I'm going to put a bed right here. Small little end table bookshelf, or do we want like a book nook? Nook might not be the worst. No, but then we're again fucking with the beams. I like that. Two candles. He does a little bit of trading with other villagers. And then this is where we bring in the birch, as you do. There. Do we want to see there or there? There. Not quite next to the, not quite in front. I need, you know what? No, we do need a Oh, no. We don't need a kitchen because he uses the fire. Homely. It's very homely here. You know what? We'll keep it. We'll have him have 3 candles. Our treat. And then, yeah, he'll have the books in the corner. He does the reading. Unless... Do we need a pet bed? Yeah, we'll guess. What do we do with that? So what color do we want it to be? Green as well? Probably not. Red? We'll grab red. Orange? Nothing that fancy. Oops. You know what? We'll worry about pets and stuff when we actually start putting villagers in the spaces that we need them to be. So then, if that's the case, let's put another barrel right there. You know, this is nice. All right, art. This guy definitely needs like a piece of artwork on the wall here. Nothing too big. Maybe a 2x2. Or a 2x1. The Void. Stage is set. Skull and Roses. One of my favorites, but not gonna work. Humble. Bust. It's gonna bust. Ooh, Low Mist sounds nice. Alright. Oh, that's nice. Actually, that's really nice. What is that? Baroque? That's not terrible. No, there's the old... You can tell which is the old stuff. Ugh. Ooh, ooh. Low Mist. No, you know what we're gonna do? Gonna swap. There we go. Yeah, I think that's better. I think that's going to be a bit better. A little bookshelf. Bed can go right there. Got a chair next to the fireplace. What I then want to do is maybe add a couple more things here. A couple barrels. Yeah, for decoration purposes. We got our pier. We need to plant some food. wheat seeds. Some beetroot. Does this guy eat beetroot? He is insane from living in this forest for so long. Well, we definitely want the wheat. Do we want potatoes or carrots? I'm leaning potato. And then we'll stuff, you know what? I'll do that right now. Well, no, we're not gonna be... What I'm thinking is I stuff some some cooked rabbits. Thinking cooked rabbit, but we'll figure that out later. That's a later end bit. When all the building is done, filling in the said rewards and stuff. All the barrels, and that. So I think we got wheat, some potatoes, and beetroot. There we go. And this guy will have a little wolf buddy. You can do a little trading with him, and or he'll give you some sort of hint as to where the dungeon might be. Because this place is kind of big, and you can definitely get lost in it. But with that, that is Little Fisherman's house done. Just the right amount of smoke coming out of the chimney, too. Yeah, you're definitely not going to be able to see it. But maybe you'll find your way from exploring and getting lost. Or when we have a path or something, maybe I'll have like a very narrow one tile walk path that comes from over at the camp over here, and then it'll kind of walk right through. That way you don't get totally lost. Yeah, just kind of whoop, straight shot. Or something. Or something. Alright. Nice little diversion. Let's get back over to the main thing, because I don't want to move on to something new until this is done. Or at least, you know, all built. Also, note to self, very plain on how this all looks. I should probably fill this in with some grass and bushes and things. So, easy way to do that is to grab ourselves a bone meal. And I realize that doesn't look right. We do it like that. Yeah, that looks better. That looks a little bit better. There are sheep in here? No, we didn't see. I didn't see sheep. Texture, adding texture, making things not look flat. There we go. Better. Yeah, we don't wanna add grass to our pumpkin patches. Although we do need to add like a little bit of path. Do I want a little bit of path? Probably should, right? Also, that goes there. There we go. There we go. And yeah, there we go. A couple bits of grass there and there. Yeah, that looks better. That's better. Yeah, there we go. All... Yeah, that looks... Yeah, that now looks actually like stuff is growing here. And it's not just flat terrain. There we go. There, right there. Perfect. Let me just trim that. Just a smidge, and we're good. And sleep. So what do we want next? Because I've got this big area out here. I wanted there to be more housing, but there's a lot of houses already and shops. I know there's like a couple more shops I want to possibly do. Like potentially a hospital or like a medical person. But I don't know where that would go. Maybe we can focus our focus can go in the castle instead. We did that last time, and it turned out pretty well. There's inner workings that needs to be worked on, because this is the guard station that leads to the barracks here for the castle. That's empty as ever. And then the hallways need to be, you know, not just very gray tubes. We also have the entrance hall. Which is completely devoid of anything entrancey. And I think I'm definitely going to need to close off this hole up here. There used to be glass, but the roofing project of the castle kind of needed me to cover it up. The idea was there. The execution did not work. We could... Oh no, there's a thing. Yeah, because we did that last time. We could... I could start working on the Wizard's Tower. Wizard's Tower. That could... I could at least get the... I could at least get the look of it all down. Because what I think is going to have to be a thing here. Like a big old floating bookshelf stuff. Like little tiny floating platforms with bookshelves. And jumping in between all of that. Little stretch. Little stretch. Check my phone for a second here, because I don't think I did earlier. Is that all loaded in? Yeah, no, that's loaded in. Let's start with the ground floor. Let's start with the ground floor. And see what we can do with that. So I want... Where are some lecterns? There we go. God, I have to write books in this world. I've already got... Oh my... Yeah, I've already got a few books that I need to write. And then I want... What kind of wood do we want? Spruce? I want it to be a darker wood, but not too dark. Like dark wood, dark oak. Ooh, we can do pale. We'll grab that for a texture comparison. Or a color comparison, more specifically. We're gonna need a lot of ladders. So if I, first and foremost, open up a wall here, take a look. Yeah, we take a look here. Well, we have a little bit, a tiny, tiny smidgen of wiggle room here. Okay, so if I can put bookshelves like that, and then ladder, or I like the pale oak better. The bark looks more magical. If you can have a texture look magical. There we go. Now another question is, do I want to do both sides here? Yes, I do. Yes, I do, which means that this is going to have to also be... Oops. Careful. Let's not have, again, questions in structural stability of this place. So, okay. Actually, that's another fair point. Where is... Yeah, once we get up to here, then we have... Yeah, once we get to the top floor. But, in all fairness, if I need to, I can just push the wall out one. Kind of fiddle with this. Which actually wouldn't be the worst. Because then I could scooch this all over and fill that out. Yeah, so if I do break a couple of these walls and need to put some wood in them, it's not the worst thing. So, okay. So, what we want, I want a loop. Ooh, do I want the loop here or the loop up on the 3rd floor? Because I think I want the loop in the 3rd floor. Because I'm thinking... dropper puzzle. What you suppose? Because this is going to be a very big tower. It's going to be the tallest tower on the in the castle. And then the stairs are done here, but you'll need to climb up higher, and then drop, drop, drop. That's the idea. Because you want to have a little bit of everything in an adventure map, now don't you? Actually, I've been thinking about it. I might download and try out playing an adventure map myself, just so I can get some ideas and also figure out how command blocks work. So that could be a useful tool for me to do. That could be a live stream at some point. Okay. This. And then we grab pale oak wood here. Boop, 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 and boop. And then we need, okay, so do we want birch? Do we want dark oak? Do we want pale wood? I'm leaning towards the dark oak. Yeah, because that's too white. Better. Better. Also, let's grab ourselves a bed. Let's put it in the hallway here, because we're not going to be doing anything. So that way we don't have to remove the bed in order to furnish the place. Okay, with that. Let me go here. Yeah, that goes up to 3. To there. To there. And that. So now we have this. Probably like that. Yeah. Do I want the wood? No. No, what? No, we're gonna leave it tile. No, but that doesn't go with what we've already been doing, so. Yep, it's gonna have to change. Alright. That looks fine with me. That'll be fine. We can do something with the underneath bit here. Now, how do we get and jump into that? I'm thinking. Alright. We'll start with one small wall here. Start with a small wall here. No. Fuck. No, what we're gonna have to do is make, I want to say the bookshelves need to go one back here. But not here. So what I'm thinking is, okay, follow me on this logic. It's gonna be a bit of a ride. If I put beams here, here, and here. Fix that for the second. Bookshelves here, here, and here. But not there. Then I want bookshelves like so. So we climb up here. Oh god, that's a big fall. Oh god, that's a big fall. But that's not where you need to fall, because the jump, well, no, you can still make the jump there. The safe jump will be on the opposite side, so we'll have to make a loop here. So there and there. Yeah, but now we're getting complicated with how the wood looks. So I do that. Put you like this, this, and this. And we put a fence there. Yeah, that fence. Put the fence there. That way they can't jump. I mean, they could. They can, technically, but it's not going to be a good angle. We'll figure out the fencing after. Because then if I do that, yeah, they're not going to be able to jump from there. They could jump from that, but I mean, if they decide to do that, fuck you. No, you're going to want to jump from here to... Oops, fuck that up. Here? Yeah, from there to there. And with that, well, not only I'm gonna extend these, we're also gonna have more up. So that means this will need to go up like that as well. Can we just make it square? I think making it just square could be better. Make it less weird, especially at the end bit. Yeah, better. I can always put invisible blocks to block people. It's fine. No, not there. So like that. But not, because I need to put those at the ends. Because that's how we're theming this now. How the look works. I can always make the tower head fat. Kind of extend, like slope it upward with some stairs too. That's doable. Yeah, that could work too. That could work too. And I don't know how high I'm going to do this, so... as well, so let me go up like that and that. I want this to be a tall fucking spire. Is that right? Oh yeah, because the wood there. Yeah, no, that's right then. Yes? Yeah, no, okay. I'm just slightly wrong on some of my angles there. So then, boop, boop. And... we fall. Take a nap. Drink some water. And we go back up. Whee! Yeah, doable. And doable as well, but dangerous as all hell. Do I want that to be there, or do I want that to be like that? Keep it with floor. You know what? We'll keep it with the floor. I think that would look better. Right. So at this point, again, we want to jump over to that. Or maybe, ooh, no, across. Little floaty platform over here that goes up to another floaty platform. Ooh, am I, oh yeah, no, this is terrifying now. Just kind of build around. Jump across? Why would... Why would we jump across, then, if we could just immediately go down? Okay, maybe not across. Jump back over here. And then jump down? I don't know, something fundamentally isn't working with me with this. Maybe we scratch the dropper idea and do just like a jumping puzzle up. We'll keep these. We'll keep these. Block it off that way. Yeah, because this is going to be an upward jumping puzzle. That's the key. Not a downward. Maybe not a jumping puzzle, but a climbing puzzle. I'm not good at these. I'm not good at this stuff. I'm more of the big look at this design, not the small detail-y stuff. Maybe it's not just one thing we need to get. So multiple locations will have something that you need to acquire. Not just the one location. That means you'd have to do it a couple times in different ways. I just fell off. That could be better. That could be a better option then. Okay. So if that's the case, back over here with the ladders. OSHA is going to be very unhappy with some of these, but... I mean, I could just do it like this, because you can easily... Well, if I actually pressed the space bar and not bumped into it there... Okay, that's actually a pretty tricky jump. There we go. It's doable. Yeah, it's doable. Parkour. I also don't want the parkour to be really difficult for people. That's the one thing I know I don't want. Because not everyone has mad parkour skills. I don't want the jumping puzzles to be too challenging. The whole world is supposed to be more RPG-ish than what we've got going on there. Alright, I think I have a theme here. I think I got something. So then... Got this going there. Got that going there. And then this goes all the way up to you. Then we want one... Oh, no, not you. You there. 3. Like that. That is a dangerous jump. That is a very dangerous jump. Even I'm having trouble with that. And I'm not the most skilled parkourer. I might need to, when I go very quiet, I'm thinking, I'm very much thinking, I might need, you know what, we're gonna extend, oh, you know what, maybe instead of, no, because I want it to kind of be symmetrical here. That. It's a better jump. Maybe a better jump, actually, now that I think about it. No, it's a better jump. Ah, you're on the edge. Glory. Yeah, the slightly more difficult jump is lower, but that means you're not going to die as quickly. Plus, there are some tricks you can do to get away from, not die from that. Okay, so that's that. Do I like it though? Do I like the look of it? Let's nap. Let's nap. Because the whole vision isn't, it's not coming together up there. It's not really working. I like the extended height though. I think I'm going to keep it about this tall. And we'll kind of fatten out the top of it. Point it out. Because that's going to be just its own, like... I'm probably going to shear it down to be more of a slope. Rather than what it is now, just a block. And then cut around it to where the stairs are. So I can kind of just... cut it around. Well, maybe not that, but I do want to slope it out if I'm not going to extend the stairs too much further. Let's, you know what? Let's go back down to here. Excuse me. You know what? Amethyst block. That'll make things a little sparklier. More interesting looking. Yeah, let's focus down here for the moment. Let's focus here. I want... there to be a little bit more clustered here and here on the lower end. That. Then I want there to be another bookshelf in here? Yeah, I do. Not there. Little cluster, little small cluster of books here. Yeah. I don't know if I want to deal with the corners here, but I'm okay with having like a little cluster of books there. Figure out the corners. I need this to skim off the edges there and make it look like it's one. Another fucking phone call. It's not anyone important, is it? Nope, it's another spam. Another spam caller. We don't care about that. What do we want here? I definitely also want brewing stands. Because this is a magic tower. We need to be magical. Magical. It's magically delicious. Yeah. Oh, maybe an ender chest as well. Ooh. Maybe. Maybe. But okay, with that done, let me try doing a little floating platform here. If we put a little chunk of amethyst. Yeah, what's a natural slope? No, there's no natural slopey stuff. We do an amethyst block. We're not doing anything with Skulk yet. That's the corrupted village. We want stone. What kind of stone? We can grab... No, we don't need the lectern right now. We'll get that later. We can get a resin brick. Purple and orange. That could be an interesting combination there. Do we want sea lanterns as lights? We'll figure that out later. Ooh, maybe ends? Okay, we'll see what we want here. Is we put this, that. And then from that, we have the platform. And books. Just kind of floating around like that. Yeah? Just look at it from down below. We might want to change the floor, the brick texture there, but that's kind of okay in my book. Maybe get rid of that one. Ooh, that looks nice. Yeah. Also, I just got a text message. We're going to check that live. Yeah, okay. That's what I expected it to be. Okay. I'm okay with this. I do think I want the stone to be different. Maybe a darker. See, now what is happening, it's blending in with the gray bricks. Maybe really, really black. Maybe we actually jump, maybe we dip into the black stone. Because that's more of a grayer black. And this is more of a really, like, darker. Yeah, that pops more. The orange and the purple amethyst here. And then that just right where we want it. That's nice. Okay. With little piles of books. Now, do we want... Now, what else would look good here? Because just piles of books... Not necessarily the most, I don't know, interesting. Something I just had a thought of there, which could be cool. Okay. Maybe instead of that, we could have like a little spire in the center here. Little spire. Ooh, actually, that doesn't look half bad. A little spire in the center with all the books. I fuck with that. I fuck with that. Okay. We need a lot of these, though. That's the thing. That's the real ticket. And you do a little jumpy jump on top of all of that. Okay. And then, since we're using crystals, there's a little bit of light glowing from it. Perfect. Okay. Just a little bit of light is nice. Because, I mean, there's going to be a roof. I will have... Do I want there to be a skylight? I don't think so. It's going to be a pointed roof. So there's not going to be much external light coming inside. Not that a bunch of magical bookworms would want that anyway, so... So yeah, that I'm good with. I like a lot. Because what I want is when a person, you know, downloads the maps because they see some things, be like, oh, I kind of want to fuck with that. I wanna play in that kind of world. And they spawn in and they do all, and then they're like, oh yeah, okay, learning all the things. And then when things start to open up, I want them to have a wow kind of moment, you know? I want the player to have a wow, cool, look at that kind of moment. That's what I want. Here, alright, since this is inside the castle, we'll definitely have chairs and some tables. Oh, maybe that's what we can put in the corner here. Some tables and chairs. Tables and chairs, tables and chairs. And then we definitely want a spot for the wizard. The Grand Wizard that helps you on your quest, because he's the one that's more knowledgeable in the things you find in one of the dungeons at the beginning. As the first dungeon, be like, oh, I don't know what that is. Let's go talk to the wizard. It's very cliche RPG stuff, but it's the only kind of thing you can pull off. It's one of the few things you can pull off in Minecraft. Bit cliche, but still cool looking. Alright, let's get more spindly here. And one more door. Music. Alright, let's go here. The resin blocks look nice. Boop, boop, boop. Something like that. I'm gonna actually remove you. Is that a doable jump? Potentially. Oh, fuck. We'll put it like that. We'll do that. Just a small corner jump. It's up to here. That's what I'm gonna think. Is that I want a ladder. Going up to a certain point here. And we'll figure that out later. We'll do ladders later. right now. We're just gonna... do that and that. This isn't going to be jumpable, but I don't want it to be jumpable like there. Put you right there as well. Because I want the player to look up and be like, holy shit. So I want there to be a lot of these little spire bastards. There we go. Maybe even to the point where this shouldn't be here. This should just be a giant table. Yeah, because we don't want that to be distracting. Too distracting. And then here we go. That's what I think I want. I want this to be at least... Oops. Here. It needs to be... here. About there. Here. There we go. Yes. Okay, this is starting to come together now. See, yeah, we just had to start with the bottom. That's what we needed. We needed the space and the starting of the bottom here. I want a chest right here. Because no one's going to be able to see it from down here. But once you're starting to climb and climb around, you'll see a chest. Oop, fuck. Jumped off. You'll see that chest right there. Well, maybe not right there, but you'll see a chest. When you're climbing. And that's going to be like, oh, there's one of our things that we need to collect. Whoop. Whoop. Down. Ooh, maybe a small fountain. Nah, you don't want to get the books wet. Because I'm thinking to myself, oh, what are they gonna need? What are they gonna do to fall down and get to the bottom? Well, they could jump. That's what they've been doing. So then I want you here. Ooh, that's actually a pretty far jump. Alright, and at this point, jump on the railing or on the side here, because then I want this. be like so. You can only do so many interesting jumps before it starts becoming like... Didn't we see that jump before? Alright, so let's see here. What's it look like when we enter? The thing, you look up. Ooh, pretty. I want it to look full, too. Actually, there is a missing... Yeah, this over here could be... No, not there. Here. There. There. Yeah, you can make it from here as well. That. Actually, let's make... Do we want the shorter one to be... Yeah, the shorter one here is a little bit of a... Ooh. Yeah, there's a couple tricky jumps. We're okay with it. I'm okay. Well, I'm okay with it. Oop, starting to rain. The hole in the ceiling is going to make everything all wet. Great. Ooh, do I want candles on top of these? On top of these? Get rid of that. Or do I want lanterns? No, I'm thinking candles. Let's go. Candles. Yes. We'll light them later. Because again, lighting is key. We'll see that, and then we'll go bop, 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 bop. To this. Another one there. I want... Oh man, we're going up high here. We're going up real high. Let me get rid of those for the moment. So I can grab... This candle. Actually, you know what? We're gonna... What's that noise? Is that in the game or out of the game? I couldn't tell. Either way. Down here. Yeah, it's just a slight purple glow, but also the tops of them are lit. Obviously, that's not the full extent of the lighting that we're going to use, but that definitely gives an ambiance. An ambiance. Make it not rain again. I'm starting to get a little hungry. A little peckish. So, jump, 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 jump. Let's jump across and across. With the candles, so you'll be here, jump there, there, Nice. And yeah, we'll have a little thing there, because if you fall here, you'll be able to at least get up. Get up and get down with the sickness. So nonchalantly, it's like, yes, I am down with the sickness. Forgot to put the little crystal on the bottom of these. Little bit of crystal. Little amethyst block. Love to see it. 2, 3, 4. Let's see there. Honestly, I'm really liking how this is turning out. This is what I was expecting it to look like. And then here and there we can put in a few things. You know what? I'm just gonna fucking destroy all of this that we want. I don't necessarily want all of this here in my way. There we go. We'll fix that later. So then, where's this going? Because now we're up here. Here? A little bit one back here. Do I want it one lower? How's that gonna work? We're here. We're here. We're here. Yeah, no, that's doable. Ooh, slight head bumpage. But that's okay with me, because they'll be jumping off this instead. A little bit of up, up, down, up, up. And here, not a terribly far jump. At least I hope it's not. We'll see how that looks from here. It's a dangerous jump, but not an impossible. It's dangerous as fuck. Because you're gonna go down. It's daunting, but not impossible. On the other hand, ooh, you know what? Let's be safe. Let's be kind. We are very high up. The jumps actually get easier. The harder stuff is down there. The easier jumps are up. Because I don't want people to rage and or be like, I was almost there. No, that's not what we want. We want this to be fun. So we're here. There we go. Much leveler jump. Lovely. Now, where are we from here? Maybe, here's an idea. Maybe there was an accident in the stairwell, and you can't go up the stairs the conventional way. Therefore, you have to jump. Oh, fuck! Okay, maybe one more. One more might do it here. Yes? It could be a little taller. Is that what we want here? Maybe get it up to the 4 there. And up and over. Okay, no, that works. I like that. I like that a hell of a lot. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Oh, fuck. Don't rush it, because I absolutely just fucked that. Right. And then now we're at the upper archive. And while we can't go up the stairs, we will be able to go down the stairs. That'll work. Yeah. And then I want there to be, like, sections. Sections where books can be. Yeah. Yeah. So if I cut this here. And then do that. I want pail to go here and here, and then the ladder can go right there. That way you climb up here, start the jumping all around. One of the books is right there. And you'll see that. Oh, look, a book. Grab it. You're gonna have to fall down and do everything again, but it's not that far off. It's not that far up. Then, the next book is gonna be here? Nah, maybe like a little bit taller, a little bit higher up. Not too far up, though. Because we're going to be coming from here. Maybe just replace that with this. So we go up like that. Oh, yep, there's that. And then you jump. book number 2. And then up all the way to here, up to here, and then we'll figure out what we do with up here. Sounds good. That actually sounds real good. And it looks cool, too. Now that is a bit more what I had thought of when I was thinking of about this tower. That is definitely more in line. Oops. That's definitely more in line with what I had. So now I need to fill in more of the bookshelves and cases. Do some seating area down here. Maybe a couple seats here. No, this is just the way up. Boop. So now what do we do for this? I like that it being this tall. I like having this be this tall. Don't know if I want the singular log right there, though. Go up like that. Like this. No, I like the idea of it kind of recessing back and back and back. Yeah, that I like the look of that a lot better. Back and back and back. And we'll have maybe a couple like little walk spots around. That's what I think we'll do. And then we'll extend, and the outside of the tower will look a little pudgy, but still okay. That's the idea. So that's what we're gonna do. Oh, no, we want... There we go on that. And there. Like so. Yeah, that works. Alright, let's see what it looks like with, like, most of the walls filled out. Because I need that to be there. I need to make sure all of this is as even as possible. Do I want... Do I want that to extend as well? No. I want that to stay as flat as it is currently. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's about to there. Yeah, that's about that. Wide there. And then this. Going up a little too fast, but it's okay. Ooh, just made that. Very nice. I have an idea also forming of how I want the tower to be finished here. But we'll get to that once we actually... actually finish off these walls. So, okay. So then we have anything up there? Nope. I just want it to be there. And then I want... oh, I forgot this. There. And I want to be like that. Yeah. Yes, for reasons. For reasons, that is exactly how I want that to look. Oop, careful. We will explain the reasons later, but not right now. Once we get it actually filled in. Boop, and then... boop. There. This... we'll do that last. Because I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work. I am good at figuring the edge out there. Okay, so that's where that is, because that's where that rests. Boom. Okay. And we have that. Meow. There we go. Okay, let's see how this now comes across. Not bad. Not bad looking. So what I'm thinking is tiny walk spots. How that's going to figure itself out when I'm building some stairs, I don't know. Because I'm not going to have any more floating bookshelves. This is the archive. This is the proper bit of the library. At that point... think here is where we'll want... Is this where we want some stairs? Just a little stairette. Stairette is not a word. It will be now. Do I want it there? Because it comes in that, comes in there. Or do I want it here? No, stair doesn't look, it's not going to look good though. Do I put it in the middle here and just kind of have it floating out? Like a center spire? Like center bit? And then have all of these kind of connect to it? Now that's an interesting thought. How steep is it, though? How steep would that be? That would have to be pretty steep. No, that wouldn't work. I like the idea, though, of... walking around like a hole, like a ring. Maybe not a ring, but I do like the idea of the wood being exposed there. So those don't... Yeah, they don't need to be there. Alright. Also, nap time. It's nap time and time to get a drink. Accident on the stairs to be a thing. If I can remember how I do these stairs, there is a proper way. What was it? Oh, right, and it's completely dark in these staircases. I didn't light them. So yeah, let's light the staircases. Actually, there should be a light here. Here and here, at least, and then we'll figure out the stairs, because if I remember correctly, at a certain point we are outside, and I can't. Because if I do that... Oh, no, we're not outside. that honestly, simple fix. That'll work. Simple fix. Maybe that was before I put in the perimeter outside bits. And then, how does this look? Little weird, I won't lie. So we'll leave that alone. We'll have this nice dim lit stuff. Stuff. And then here's where the accident will be. Or something. Yeah, and they'll have to crawl through or something like that. Okay, so with that, I think we start it there. Yes. Yes. Another phone call. Not as important, so we're going to ignore it. It was spam. So if we do this, and yeah, like that. And I think from where that is, I think it's literally just putting that down like so, and we've got ourselves staircase. Oops. There we go. And now the stairs are enclosed, and we don't have to worry about them that way. Yay! So then, all right, let's design this part next. Here, we want it to be up to there, as it was. And then you, like so. We then pull back with the one, and pull back again with the other, putting you there, and putting you there, and like so, which means we then have to put the bricks down. Make sure we don't make too much of an uneven surface, because then it's going to look fucking weird when we put the tower together. Even though it already looks weird, but we'll work on it. Okay. Then grab you. Like so. That doesn't go there. And this one might need to, though. So we'll extend that one all the way. Like that. Yeah, that looks fine. That looks good. We'll put the ladder, or however we decide that we're going to climb up here. And then we'll figure it out. Boop. Okay. Right, so I want the damaged bit to be here. So we're going to need to grab cracked, that's mossy, cracked stone. That's not cracked stone. We'll break open a couple of my beautifully put together walls. There we go. Not there. Not there. That's where the actual ceiling is. Okay, we don't want that, so I'm going to put that there. Yep, so, okay. We don't want that. Yep, and they can't do anything here. And they can't jump here. So then if we fly over to this side, yep, perfect. Little crumbly bits. There and there. Some of the area collapsed because someone was messing with... Someone dropped a potion of... Someone dropped a potion. We'll have like like, I know we can play sound effects and stuff, so we'll have like a testificate go, oh no, oops, boom, like a TNT explosion. Oh darn. How will we get... We're gonna have to clean this up, and then you can't get through it, so you have to do the jumping puzzle to get around it, and then from the other end here, I mean, you can't, yeah, and you can't really go back the way you came, so you can go down here. Maybe the testificate is like saying, oh my god, how'd you get up here? And then you can just jump back down. That's some good shit right there. I like it. So, then, what do we want this to be? What do we want this to look like? Rings, kind of like how this is? And I guess? Maybe. Oh, hello. Maybe we have where the ladders go. Ladders. Also, sleep. Meow. Ow. Fuck, I broke my ankle. I clipped a corner. Oh, God. Yeah, this definitely needs more wall stuff. Maybe some art. I'm thinking more bookcases and bookshelves. That's gonna ow, poke my fucking eye out with that. Ooh. Mr. Crystal. There we go. Right, so I'm thinking then... 4. Because the well, I like the exposed beam. It's going to be a little... We could. Now that I think about it, hold up. Maybe I can use the barrier block, because I enabled that in my settings menu finally. So now I can actually use these things. So if I go with... If I do the whole... Nope. Do I want it 3 or do... You know what? We want it a little bit shorter. Just a smidge shorter. And throw that down. Grab the fence. Like so. No, because then that's not gonna work. Maybe because it's so even. Maybe I need different, like... I don't know, something about this area doesn't work. Let's get to square one and how all of that. Oops. Might be because I'm hungry. I do want a snack. Maybe that's why I'm not thinking straight. Oh god. Also, maybe it's because there does need to be a few floaty platforms that we can't necessarily use. Two things. We don't need them. Okay. Can I put... I can! And then people in adventure mode can't actually see that, so they can go up like that. So that is what I want. Like some floaty ladder stuff. I don't know. It's not coming to me. This area's not... No. It's not working as well. So you know what? We're gonna say ADHD. We'll deal with that later. We'll tell our brain to be like, no, we'll fix that in post. We'll do it another time. Let's get the table and chairs checked off here. Now, let's go over to the actual library, because there was already a slight template here on what I need to do. Oh, and here. So that's table settings, but that's not for table and chairs. Meow. Okay. So chairs I knew. Spruce and dark oak there. And then table stuff. Yeah, okay. That's what I remembered. Oop, nope, not there. Meow. 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 So, okay. Chair. And a little... Yeah, that doesn't work for a table. Table works there, but I think we're just gonna, because it's corners, we're just gonna do that. And then do I want... Ooh, we could do floaty candles. We could attempt floating candles. That would be kind of cool. But then that might fuck up... Let me check. Yoink. Okay, this can go here. We'll go back a bit. We'll let it disappear. Floaty candle. Yeah, and it's yeah, you can absolutely. But then again, candles do just stay where you put them. You just can't add more to them after. Even this now, I'm starting to question. If I... Ooh, grab that. Oops. Give it back. There we go. Because if I do this... and that. Because I can't do anything, I can't remove the wall that's back here. Not that wall. This wall, yes. We can kind of fuck around with this wall. And actually, I think I will. also sleep, because it's getting a little dark. Oh, we've been streaming for about 3.5 hours. No wonder I'm starting to lose it. God, these Minecraft streams tend to go on, don't they? Right, now this also doesn't work. Do I want to put wall here? No, because that's how we get up to this. So that can stay. Like that. Maybe instead of putting you here, we can have books here. And that there. Which then the ladder can be here. Yeah, that doesn't look as bad now. Okay. So with that, then, I've been kind of not wanting to, but should I just put, yeah, and square it off? Or maybe, where is it? There we are. This. Maybe instead. That could work. Okay. Now hold up a minute. It's better. I think that's better. Also, if I extend this all the way up to the ceiling here, and do the exact same with you. Because then I don't need candles anymore. We're going like this. And like that. To get to you. Little bit of embossing like that. No, I don't like it on that side. Like this. Yeah, because it's flat. That's what I'm realizing. It just stays so flat. Yes, there's a lot of color, but it's just busy. That's the problem. Like that? Okay, how does the jump work? Then with that, we go up here, do that. Simple hop, skip, and a jump up to that, and that, and that. Okay. Do I want... We can toss that for now. Deep slate. Instead, maybe a different color altogether. Nope. At least not the polished. No, that doesn't work. Like this? Maybe? I don't know. I think I'm a little burnt out right now, and I don't have an answer. So what am I gonna do? Because I'm not very verbal right now. I'm realizing, so I'm just gonna nix all that. This we're gonna keep for now. We'll sit on it. We definitely love the floating little bookshelf whatevers. They're cute, and we can at least have a theme later on for what magic might look like. The amethyst and the resin stuff. And we definitely need more things down here. I don't know. Something's just not working for me. And I don't know what.